I guess for me, again, the perfectionist side of me, in my photography, I really go out of my way to try and get that perfect shot. And it drives the kids crazy when I'll sort of climb on things to get that perfect angle and, climb. I did a shoot recently. It was like an outdoor fitness shoot. And yeah, I was like literally on my hands and knees manually picking the litter out, and like the grass was wet, but I was just on my knees to get and sort of for me there's nothing I will not do to get that perfect shot kind of thing. Yeah, it's just my style, I guess.
No, it's great. So why don't you describe what kind of photography you're doing? So in terms of trying to get your name out there, is it mostly images of people? Is it mostly...
So for now, because I started in these Corona times, it's mostly, either studio or outdoors, people, like portraits, headshots for maybe actors or comedians, some kind of babies, families, outdoor shots. I have done some events and some weddings, and I guess I'm hoping that, when Corona has finally gone away, I can do more of that kind of stuff. Events are really... I really love events.
But right now, are there a lot of events?
So in between like the third wave and the fourth, they sort of came back, and I was shooting comedy shows and some theatre things and like an improv festival, and so there was a brief window where there was some things going on.
These were paying gigs?
Some of them, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
if for somebody who was inspired by you to say, I'm gonna try to do this. Mm-hmm. So you put together a website. Mm-hmm. You sort of displayed your gallery, mm-hmm. and then you just started telling people, and then slowly but surely, people start hiring you.
So I think the first thing that I did was I hired a studio for the day. I got a bunch of my sort of comedian friends, just people that I was comfortable with and would be okay with me kind of fiddling about with lighting and, be quite patient with me. So I just shot all of them, and so it sort of built up my portfolio just sort of slowly but surely. And again, just tried to quieten the voice that was telling me, like, you're not doing this fast enough, or you're not getting enough gigs, or, and just sort of try and do it slowly but surely. And I definitely think that I'm on track. That it's going better than I expected, actually. Nice. Especially with the pandemic. It's I'm happy with the current level. Yeah.
What was the most unexpected happy accident? Of course, one of them is that somebody just reaches out and you're like, mm-hmm. How did you find me? Mm. But was there one that was just like bonkers? Like you're just like, this is just really, I can't even come close to explaining this.
I'm not sure, really. I guess that there's plenty of people there's a few people that have got in touch with me, and I've done shoots with them, and then when I've kind of added them on WhatsApp and then it comes up as recommended friends, I'm like, oh, we actually have loads in common, and we could have talked about this, that and the other on the day, but we ended up not doing because we thought we were kind of total strangers, but we actually had, 18 friends in common or whatever. But I feel like so far, touch wood, I've never had a bad shoot, really. Mm-hmm. Like they've all gone pretty well, and wow. I've been happy with the images and happy with the interactions. And with my shoots, I always try and just make it a pleasant experience for everybody. And also, when someone puts a camera in your face and says smile, the last thing you want to do is smile. Like it's, and you can really see the difference between an authentic, like a genuinely happy smile and just a kind of forced.
So, you haven't smiled once this whole hour. It's like talking to
complete stone face.
It's crazy. Moody. Is that how you are on stage?
That is exactly how I am on stage. My entire life is one moody face.
Right. Are your children ever moody with you?
Oh, of course, all the time. Especially my youngest. Oh my goodness.
How old's your youngest?
She's 4.
4-year-olds, come on.
Oh my god. She comes out with the most outrageous things. Kids sort of say like, I hate you, and they get a reaction. She has gone beyond that point now, where she says things like, why did you even give birth to me? And like, I just wish that I'd never been created, and I don't know, I wish the universe would end. And
I love stand-up, and photography is it's a social thing in your case, because you're making photographs of people, And so I can imagine trying to get people to smile and everything, and just to interact and engage with you. But do you ever get gigs, especially if it's more serious or whatever, where it has to be a little bit more,
I'm trying to think. Some sort of more corporate things. But even then, like, I think I'm always cracking jokes, and I think even a corporate or like a fashion shoot where they will not be laughing, and you know they have to have that kind of model-y face. I still think to get them relaxed is really important.
Right.
So I did like a sort of fashion shoot recently where every single shot the model was not smiling. But I got a few, and I sort of actually kept them because they're really sort of sweet little smile.
Yeah.
You know, when they're sort of trying to not, and their little mouths kind of coming up at the corners. But still, I think again, having a nice experience is really important.
Sure.
You know, okay, maybe getting good shots is also important, but I think, you know, nobody wants to kind of go and do something and then be like, oh, that was awful. And,
Right.
you know, even if the shots are good, I just hated every second of it. And I personally don't really like having my picture taken. I do feel quite awkward, and I much prefer being on the other side of the camera. So I for me, there's a lot of value in someone who is there being sort of silly and kind of, you know, making you feel relaxed.
Yeah.
And especially with children, that's really important.
So do you do photographs of? I don't even know right now with COVID if there's a large demand for this, but images of very young children for corporate use, or
Not for corporate use, no. Just sort of family based. Yeah, no, just for the parents.
right,
Yeah.
got it.
I mean, I guess the sort of advertising world, you know, is something that maybe in the future that I could look into, but it's not really. I think weddings would be my next big thing that I would like to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done a few weddings recently, and they were for my friends, but not my sort of well, some was my close friends.
Like,
and some,
why is a
some were not.
photographer crying?
Yeah, exactly.
What's your
like,
problem?
oh my god, it's so beautiful. And look across at the crowd, and they're all just stone faced, and I'm like, are you not seeing this? Oh, they just took their mask down to kiss, and like, yeah.
Oh, nice. I think it actually, if you take it down and you think about it, that could be an extremely high intensity
Stress.
project,
Yes,
right?
for sure.
So you want to go right into the eye of the.
Eventually, I feel like that would be my kind of end. Like at some point, that's where I would like to be. For now, I really enjoy, you know, sort of small events and little shows, and you know, kind of just sort of. I just really love people, to be honest, and so for me, interacting with people on a big scale or a little scale or any kind of is just really lovely for me.
You know, you're saying this, and what you say and what I see are perfectly in alignment. Like, you clearly love people, and you clearly, somebody who thinks about it says, okay, of all the things you're kind of drawn to, of all of the things you could be drawn to, it's like, I want to be there when a couple is at both simultaneously the happiest and the most
Also
freaked
most
out
stressed,
and then stressed out, and you're just, well, you have to love people to just say, I'm gonna dive right in
Sure,
there.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, Asher, thank you very much. I hope so many people listen to this, and yeah, and again, if you want to feel good because you're feeling sad, check out the first photograph. So sweet. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw.